this like from the past.
He's sweating a lot, I know that much.
Yeah, getting a bit emotional here about it's done. Is it here? Are we going with that?
Yeah, this might be when they start to talk about it like that. It was only ever a manager relationship, and then it turned into this.
Yeah. So this is always kind of confusing here. So he came in as Undertaker's manager, and then all that time, what was he supposedly secretly adopting Kane?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to look at that, but they certainly worked it into this storyline, that's for sure. But yeah, it was very odd. Even when they got back together, the Undertaker and Bearer, which wouldn't be that long from this point to sort of make the formation of the Ministry. It was always odd, that relationship that they had. But we see the match tonight then, which is a first blood match between Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWF Heavyweight Champion, and Kane.
That's a shocked face.
Yeah, very shocked face. Let's give some little facts to this show whilst we watch the New Age Outlaws, the tag team champions. And again, if anyone would have listened to some of our Magnificent Sevens, you'd have noticed, I think both those teams went in both our sevens, didn't they, Matt?
Yeah, they made it on both our lists as well. Yeah, it's again a very, very good tag team.
Yep. And of course, they would be at DX at this time. Very cool, very hip around this time. I remember loving these guys when these guys came out. The sponsor for this show, Matt, well, Super Soaker. Not Karate Fighters. Well. Yeah. What's that?
Wasn't that the sponsor last time as well?
I think it might have been. We've had Karate Fighters before that as well. So
a long time deal this was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's South Park. That was popular at the time.
Yeah. See that out there. They had a tagline to this event as well, with "Off with their heads." Is apparently what they went with.
Oh, as well in the case.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. As we now see, the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the champions. I'm wondering who they're actually taking on here. I have no idea at all. I've got to say, Matt, this is one that I really don't remember. This King of the Ring. I have to say.
No, there's a lot of gaps in this for me as well. And China's out there again, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, she's there. Yeah. She's overtime about now for this one.
I used to love this part with the New Age Outlaws, where you just knew every word that they were going to say.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, here we go. It's Jim Cornette, another Mag 7 that we should probably worth pointing out. And this would be, this would be the new, the new Midnight Express, as I believe, which featured Bob Holly.
Oh, man, look at that hair.
And now that's Bart Gunn as well, so there you go, Bart Gunn. I think he was called, I can't remember what they used to call him, but he was called something Bart. What was he? God, something really stupid, like Bodacious Bart, I think he was called.
God, what's a name?
And Bombastic Bob. That's what it was. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Bombastic Bob. So I can't stop laughing. I mean, you think a guy like Bob Holly, we've got a really good name for you. Bombastic Bob. But it's enough as it is, isn't it? Oh, God. Bodacious Bart. Well, that's a very interesting name. And out there with the management and of Jim Cornette, one of my favourite wrestling managers. I've got to say, no disrespect to Bob Holly and Bodacious Bart, but these guys, a lot of names to live up to the Midnight Express and Rockers and all the rest of it. I mean, this is like, oh dear. I always hated it when they tried to do the new of anything. Like they used to have the new Blackjacks or the new Rockers. Like, tell me when that ever worked out well. You know, but they still never gave up, did they?
Yeah, no, I can't actually remember any like second reincarnations that actually did any good like that. You think you're right there.
Just should be their own name. But nice little start to the match, I'll give it that. And so Bob Holly, I mean, he's been around in a few of our ones already. I mean, he at this point, Matt, I'm guessing he had to go through some more hell before he got on to something. First of all, he had to get rid of that hair.
This whole thing just like seems to me like they thought, okay, Big Gun's gone on, he's a success. We got Bart Gun.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with him. We got Bob Holly. Well, we could put them together.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. Road Dogg would have been more than happy to be away from Double J, involved in all this stuff.
If in this match they even allude to the fact that Billy and Bart were tag team together at a point.
I'm sure they will right now.
Oh yeah, he said his brother. Yeah.
So former Smoking Guns right now. I love these punches from Billy Gunn. Now Bart Gunn, unfortunately, would go on and do the Brawl for All, and we all know what happened at the end of that WrestleMania 15, don't we? Oh dear, did he get smashed?
A lot of people assumed he was.
Yeah. What a really weird idea that was by WWF, that Brawl for All thing.
Yeah, you'd never be able to get away with that now.
Oh dear. I listened to, actually very recently to, I think it was, might have been Steve Blackman was talking about the Brawl for All, and they asked him if he wanted to participate. Like, all the wrestlers were given a choice, and ones that wanted to could, and the ones that didn't have to. But they were saying just how risky it was, like, you know, and that you could basically be off the road for months if it all went wrong. And the guys that went in it, but apparently he said that Bart really thought he was legitimate tough and could take Butterbean until, of course, the knockout came. As we see Billy and great exchange between those two. Give him that in this match, but I had no idea this was coming up. But in talking about the tag team division around this time, Matt, this would have been very few and far between of teams, but it's not a very popular division because of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there wasn't too many tag teams. We saw the Headbangers and that. I mean, there wasn't too much competition, but it was all right because I suppose it would be like having nowadays like the New Day and then not much else. But you'd be all right with that because people don't mind watching the New Day come out and talk as long as they're entertaining, you know. Mm-hmm. And then you can just have matches like this, but you know, not every match on the card's going to be a brilliant match. Mm-hmm. So at least you know who you want to win.
Yeah. You see Road Dogg kicked in the stomach there. Can't believe how many people are so into this. I mean, it just goes to show you that even this match still had its, its part to play in the show. That doesn't seem to be everything that's happened seems like there was a reason on this one. I'll give him that on this King of the Ring. Trying to see what if there's any more stuff I can tell you guys from this event. Of course, it's coming from the Civic Arena, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was interested to find out. Oh, the attendance of this 17,000 jam packed into this one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
We've got numbers now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good event. And I remember the cover for this video. It had Sable all over it, as I recall. I had I've still got that VHS tape somewhere. As I recall, so I do remember having it on tape at some point. I was considering going into my loft to seek out some of these later King of the Rings, and also getting out my very old tape recorder and watching it very retro for this retrospective, but I didn't get that far. Not yet, anyway. Maybe I'll save that one for next time. We'll see how well that goes when tracking becomes a problem or something. And here we go. Now Bob's mocking Road Dogg. And now Billy takes it out on him. So the other interesting thing, I suppose, as well, mate, is that like when you think about how managers at the beginning of this podcast were so very much everywhere, now very few and far between, and Jim Cornette probably one of very small amounts. I mean, the bodyguard thing was around, but actual managers were almost dying off. We know we saw Paul Bearer earlier, but it wasn't something that was kept for WWF, and I'm guessing the Attitude Era had a part to play in that they were about to go in this new direction.
It was a shame when the managers started dying off, because they were always, I don't know, they always added an extra little bit to the tag team matches. I think it was mostly because the tag team division started dying out,
Yeah.
And a lot of managers were based around tag teams.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right there. Just trying to work out one of the photographers out on that ring, if that was Bill Apter or not. For those of you who've not heard of Bill Apter's one of the... He's a bit like another Dave Meltzer. He was always a wrestling writer, and I'm looking at the guy who's sort of second in from the turnbuckle to the left, that being Bill Apter. But I'm sure someone will tell me if it is or it isn't. But he's been around for so long in the wrestling. He's another guy that I always think to myself, Matt, that they always have these other celebrity wings and all this sort of stuff, but why is someone like Dave Meltzer or someone like that not being inducted either? Like, crikey, they don't mind putting these celebrities in, but there's been so many guys that have worked around the wrestling industry that don't seem to get that credit.
Yeah, I know, and isn't even people like Snoop Dogg in there? I mean,
yeah.
How much is he given to wrestling, really?
Yeah. I'm saying, and now we see Jim Cornette, and yep, I knew it. He's used the tag belt this time, not his racket.
Are you serious?
Oh no, it's still on. It's still on.
Oh,
I thought that was the end. I honestly did.
I thought that was over. Surprising that the match has gone on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And and so what, the New Age Outlaws would go on to be, 5-time tag team champions?
Yeah, I think it was that number, wasn't it? As we see now, hang on, what's happening here? Now Jim Cornette's been caught out. Smart move from him. His luck's about to run out because I'm guessing China's... I thought that was going to be the... Oh yeah, that's the way.
The famous move.
Yeah, look very proud of herself there. Now Bob Holly, still have no idea. I'm guessing the Outlaws will retain this, but you never know. Interesting, no Triple H on this one, on this show so far. We'll see him before the end of the night, who knows. But yeah, there you go then. So a retaining of those belts nonetheless for Road Dogg and Billy Gunn then, Matt. See them.
Yeah. Well,
Jim Cornette slightly sore.
I don't think anyone was really particularly rooting for the other guys.
No, not at all. So,
considering now we said not many of these reincarnation tag teams with the new whatevers are that good, would there actually have been an original Outlaws? I like the New Age Outlaws, like the of the